Hello everyone, my name is Rajat. I am a former software developer at Microsoft. In total, I have 6 plus years of experience working in the tech industry. So today, we will talk about how can you get into some of the top product based companies with having 6 plus years of experience. So let's start. Let's start with the agenda of the class today. So since as senior engineers, the major problem we face is not getting interview calls, but how to crack those interviews. So we will start with understanding what are the interview experiences at these top product based companies look like. So we'll talk about Walmart experience, Microsoft experience, Google experience, and Zepto experience. Once we understand what is the interview format at these companies, we will talk about what are the right skills required to get into these companies and what are the resources from where we can learn all these skill sets. And finally, we will talk about how can we create our resume and how to get interview calls at these top product companies. Okay, so let's start with understanding the interview experience at these companies. So I have taken a real interview at Walmart for SD3 role, for L4 role. The source is this. So the interview is for a full stack developer role where the backend technologies was Java and Spring Boot and front end is React. The round one was a DSA coding round. There were two DSA problems, both were of easy to medium level. One problem was on trees and one problem was on hash map. The interviewer was looking for a good coding implementation and how can you run the code on multiple test cases. Once the DSA questions were done, small questions on front-end engineering and React was asked. These were basic questions which you can get by typing 100 top asked questions of React in the interview. Then the round two was a system design round. The system design round, this question was asked. Design the rating system for an e-commerce platform like Flipkart. This was a high-level design problem and the discussion was around scalability, data storage, and how can you extend that service to multiple other services that uses rating systems at Flipkart. Then once this question was done, again question on front-end engineering and React was asked. Then the round three was the hiring manager round. In hiring manager round, it started with some scenario based questions like how will you resolve a conflict if occurs in the team, how will you make sure that cross team management is going on perfectly, how do you make sure that cross teams are able to communicate with each other efficiently. Then once scenario based questions were done, some technical questions were asked around progressive web applications since the team that was hiring was working on PWAs. And then some questions on front end and back end development was asked. And finally, the candidate was selected in the interview. This was the interview experience at Walmart. If you see clearly, DSA was important, high level design was important, understanding around development stack, React, whichever the interview is about, is important. And finally, some scenario based questions were important to crack this interview at Walmart. Let's move to the level 63, which is a senior software developer role at Microsoft. This is the source from where I have taken this interview experience. Again, the position was L63, which is senior software developer at Microsoft. The number of years of experience the candidate had was 9 years. The location was Bangalore. Base salary of 42 lakhs per annum, which stocks of 150K vested over 4 years. And there was a joining bonus of 8 lakhs split into 2 years. And then there's a performance bonus of varying from 0 to 30%. Overall compensation was 80 lakhs per annum. This is how the interview experience looked like. The first was a screening round, an online assessment which happens online. There were 3 basic coding DSA problem and 90 minutes were given. All the questions were easy to medium level. I would say medium level problems where you have to only write the function of the coding question. Then the round one was a coding DSA round in which 2 leak code medium level problems were asked. Round 2 was a low level design problem in which a very famous question was asked, design a parking lock system. Finally, in round 3, high level design questions were asked in which the question was design an e-commerce website like Amazon and had transaction level discussions. So you have to discuss about ASIC properties, delivery strategies, and how does the recommendation systems work. Finally, round 4 was a director round in which there was general behavior discussion and challenges. Again, if you see this interview, it focused heavily on data structures and algorithms, low level design, high level design, and discussion around behavior scenarios. Let's go to the next interview as at a senior software engineer role, L5 role at Google. So again, this is the source from where I have taken this interview. The role is senior software engineer, L5. Years of experience the candidate had was 7 years. Location was Bangalore. The base salary was 65 LPA, which talks of $211,000 especially over 4 years. Performance bonus was 15% of base, in total 1.41 CR of package. So let's start with how does the interview experience look like. The round one was coding DSA round. Again, medium DSA level based problems, and problem was around stream processing. How do you process a stream of strings and how do you get the output from it? A medium level problem. Round two was again a DSA level problem in which a dynamic programming hard level problem was asked. In round three, again it was a coding DSA round in which a leak code hard problem was asked, which was based on maths, probability, and distribution. Once you are done with DSA rounds, 3 rounds of DSA, then there was a system design round in which a system design problem was asked. Within the round, you were asked to discuss both the scalability aspect and how do you write a good quality of code, and you have to write some APIs as well. Finally, once you clear the system design round as well, there is a very famous Googliness round which happens for every role at Google. It was again more kind of scenario based questions. Tell me about a time when XYZ thing happened and how did you handle it. Tell me a time when you fucked up and you what kind of situation, how do you handle that particular situation. Once you are done with these rounds are also very very important. Once you're done with the Googliness round, then Google has a very famous team matching round in which you are connected to multiple people, hiring managers, and you identify which will be the perfect team for me to work at. So this candidate was met with the hiring manager of Google Cloud team. Again, the discussion was more about their product, their team, their experience, what kind of projects he wants to work on, what kind of weakness he has in resume, what kind of strengths he has, and all about those discussion. And finally, he was selected. Again, if you see the interview experience at Google, you will understand DSA round, hard level of questions were asked. So you have to be very, very good at DSA. System design, you have to be very good at system design as well, both low level and high level design. And finally, you should be able to answer some behavior based questions as well. Now, let's take a look at SD3 role at Swiggy as well, which is a great startup as well. This is the source from where I am taking this experience. Now, the round one was a machine coding round. If you have not heard of what a machine coding round is, essentially in this, you have to design a system, a small system. For example, in this, the candidate has to implement a website similar to this. And then the requirement was to design all the CRUD APIs in the language of his choice and display the top 10 trending tracks. So here he has to think about all the features, write all the CRUD APIs, and have to design everything and show a one feature of displaying all the 10 trending tasks. For this, you have to have good understanding of a tech stack, and you should be able to create and write CRUD APIs. The round two was around coding DSA round. There were 2 medium-level DSA problems, and you have to be good at them. The round three was around system design, in which the candidate has to design a system that could register the user, and the users could perform operations like file upload. Again, the question was around discussing load balancer, applications, web servers, right? How do you write an API, and how do you write an efficient system that can scale to a lot of millions of users. Then the final round, round four, was around hiring manager round. In this, some questions around CS fundamentals are asked, basic problems around networking, operating system, concurrency, and database. And finally, the candidate was selected. Again, if you see the Swiggy round, you will see one difference, that a new interview round was introduced, which is machine coding round. You will see this very common in some of the top startups, that machine coding round will be there in top startups, while they might not be available at some of the top product based companies like Microsoft, Google. And other than that, pretty common DSA was part of the interview, system design was part of the interview, and behavior rounds was part of the interview. Some basic questions around computer fundamentals was also asked. So since now we have gone through the interview experience at these companies, we understand that what will be the flow of questions asked in these top product based companies. So now let's understand what are the right skills you should learn as someone having 6+ years of experience to get into these top product based companies. Now I will divide the companies into three parts. The first one is top product companies. These are companies like Microsoft, Google, Facebook. Then the second is top product MNCs. The companies like Walmart, Atlassian. And then I will also discuss the third type of companies, which are top product startups. Companies like Swiggy, Zepto, and I will discuss what are the right skills you require to get into these companies as someone with 6+ years of experience. So first, let's start with top product companies. For top product based companies, you have to be very good at data structures and algorithms. Again, the difficulty round depends on the companies. If you are applying at Google, Facebook, the difficulty round will be very, very hard. If you are going at Microsoft, the difficulty level will be mostly medium level. So you should be good at medium hard level based on the company you are applying to. Second, you have to be good at system design. You have to be good at both low level design and high level design to be able to crack these companies. You should be good at database implementation and everything around designing a system. And the third part is behavior questions. Behavior questions. So how do you tackle a particular situation, and everything becomes very, very important for we as senior software engineers. If you are good at these skills, you have a very, very high chances that you will be able to crack companies at these top product based companies. Do also consider that have a deep understanding of what you have done in your previous organization is also a plus point. Now, when I come to top product MNCs, like companies like Walmart and Atlassian, of course, again, DSA is very, very important. I would say easy to medium level is enough. If you are good at solving medium level leak code problems, you will be able to crack DSA round at these companies. You should be good at system design. So you should be good at low level design, high level design, and designing systems at scale and writing good quality of code. Finally, you should be good at behavior round. And one more thing which you might have seen at the Walmart interview is you should be good at the technical skills of the role you are applying to. So for example, in our interview experience in the Walmart, he was applying for in front end React and in back end Java Spring Boot. So you should be good at the fundamental questions of React, Java, Spring Boot. So essentially, well, let's say if you are applying for C# or something else, be very good with those technical skills as well for these top product MNCs. Usually, Microsoft, Google, Facebook don't ask technical questions around particular tech stack, but these companies definitely does. Now, when I come to top product startups like Swiggy and Zepto, the number one thing which you should be good at is machine coding rounds. What are machine coding rounds? Machine coding rounds are practical implementation of a small problem. It's like writing code, essentially, like in real life, like we are writing code when we are in an organization. So you should be very, very good with machine coding rounds as well. So machine coding rounds are simple but require some practice from your side. So do solve 10 to 12 problems before going into the interview. Second, you should be good at DSA. Again, medium level is enough. You don't have to prepare for hard level. Medium DSA, medium leak code is enough. You should again be good at system design, which is low level design and high level design. And you should be good at behavior questions, and you should also be good at your past experience and should be able to explain your past experience in good details, right? So if I conclude everything, you would have seen that the number one skill that you require to crack these companies is of course DSA and problem solving in data structures and algorithms, which will be asked in every type of product company that you apply. Very, very important. Second thing is system design. As a senior engineer with 6+ years of experience, we are asked system design problem. We are in command of solving these types of technical problem at our organization. So we should be good at low level design and high level design and should have comfortability solving these types of problems. The third thing which you will see recurringly is behavior questions. How do you handle this type of situation? How do you handle this type of conflict? How do you handle cross team management? How do you handle cross team communication? All these types of problems will be asked from you in the behavior question, so be prepared with these as well. Finally, some questions which will be asked in for a whole more holistic preparation is good understanding of the technical skills for the particular role you are applying. Like say you are applying for React, Java, Spring Boot, or let's say you're applying for React and C Sharp, then have understanding of that particular tech stack that you are applying to and have deep understanding of your past work, both technically and impact wise. If you do all these things, I am confident that you will be able to crack any interview at some of these top product based companies. Okay, so now we know what all to learn to get into these companies. Let's talk about what are the resources we can use to learn these skill sets. So first one is DSA, problem solving. So to learn the fundamentals of DSA, I would recommend you to follow MIT open course on data structures and algorithm. I personally did it, and it is a very, very good course to get strong fundamentals of DSA. And then for problem solving, LeetCode is the best platform to solve problems on any data structure and algorithm. You can filter by the difficulty level of easy, medium, hard. Then coming to the second topic of system design. For low level design, I would recommend a GitHub link by Ashish Pratap. It has all the resources available from where you can learn low level design. For high level design, I would recommend the book Cracking the System Design Interviews. And again, you can follow the GitHub link by Ashish Pratap. You will find all the resources of how to learn these skill sets. Finally, for behavior round, ChatGPT will be your best friend to answer questions. Now, learning all these skill sets will take you a lot of time, and you have to also structure all these resources by yourself. As a working professional with having 6 years of experience, we have a lot of other responsibility to take care of as well. That is why at Bosscoder we have designed Bosscoder Evolve program. Evolve program is specifically for only people having 6+ years of experience. And at Bosscoder Evolve, you get a very structured curriculum which help you learn all the skill set required to get into these companies. And all the classes are live classes with recordings available, which helps you create a good schedule and also makes your learning flexible. All the assignments and homework are also available. You are also given one-on-one mentorship, and you have a community of like-minded people who have 6+ years of experience, and you are able to gel up together very easily. So if you want to know more about the Evolve program, feel free to check our website and request for a call back. Now let's move to the next section. So now let's talk about resume. I will not take a lot of your time going through what all you have to include in your resume, but I will share you the reference of a lot of resumes of people who have 6+ years of experience, and they have been able to get interview calls at some of these top product based companies. So on the screen, you will see those resume. You can pause the screen and check out those resumes. Okay, so with that, now we have come to the end of our masterclass. I hope you would have understood what are the right skill set required for you to get into these top product based companies. How does the interview experience at these companies look like? And what are the best ways and resources from which you can learn these skill sets? I hope that you will be, with these resources, you will be able to get into some of the top product based companies. I wish you best of luck in your career and see you next time.